Hello gamers, my name is Noble and welcome to the channel. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about my top 5 locations that you definitely have to spend time in the Elder Scrolls Online. A little disclaimer guys before we get started, I'll be honest, I've only played Skyrim. I just started playing ESO about a month ago, so I do not know a lot of the ESO lore, so my reasons for picking certain locations on this list have nothing to do with any sort of, lore-rich backstory. This is simply places that I've been to that I find simply breathtaking, and I want you guys to make sure that you take a look at these places. Obviously, you'll be there in your travels throughout the game, but these are definitely places that you should just spend a lot more time in than other locations. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Be sure to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm as it helps me out in the channel a great deal to push my content to other ESO players and fans. But guys, number 5 on this list is going to be Northern Elsewhere. So me and a buddy of mine, just decided to have a little bit of a back and forth about which is better, Northern or Southern Elsewhere. I tend to like the northern part, he likes the southern part, and guys, the thing that I like about Northern Elsewhere is that it's not a desert and it's not like a lush, valley or meadow type place. It's a little bit of both. It's not, quite like the Alikir Desert, and it's not quite like Somerset where you have so many different, vibrant colors and, lush trees and water and things like that. I definitely would recommend spending some time just going around and exploring. That's one of my favorite things to do in the Elder Scrolls Online, is to not quest, not PvE, not PvP, just go around and look at things. That is one of the, things that I really get the most fun out of, while playing this game. Coming in at number 4, guys, we have the Rift. Now, this is a little bit more of a secluded place, but there are also, more heavily secluded areas. Grotwood comes to mind, but we'll get there in a little bit. But this, guys, kind of holds a little bit of a special spot, in my heart, simply because this is one of the first areas that I went to when I started playing ESO, and I got my first treasure map and stuff here. So I did get to spend a lot of time here simply exploring with, like, the wide eyes of a new player. So the Rift is always going to hold that special, spot for me, and it's highly, a place that, like, I would, say go check out. You've got, your mountain-like areas, you've got your somewhat meadows with trees all around, and then you have your rivers and such, great places with cool animals like mammoths and giants, and those are in other places as well. But right here in the Rift, just all looks so nice and clean. Kind of reminds me of something out of like a Disney movie, I don't know. Moving right along to number 3 is Western Skyrim. Now, I'll be honest, for the sake of not getting eviscerated by all of you hardcore ESO and Skyrim fans, I wanted to include this because not only is it a good place, but it's an iconic place for all of you, Elder Scrolls fans out there. The Dragon Bridge is a really impressive feat. I have gone over it many a time through my travels, and it is definitely a place that you guys need to stop and look at, do the quests. There are a lot of interesting quests in there. I think some of my favorite quests have to come out of Western Skyrim, so be sure to spend your time there to do the quests and, immerse yourself. Moving right along, guys, to number 2, it is Grotwood. I mentioned it earlier when I was talking about the Rift. Grotwood is pretty cool. As you can see, this big giant tree, this is a way shrine location, and this is the more secluded place that I was talking about. This is where some of those, like, pod-type houses come in. If you guys, are familiar with any of the player houses, this is really where they come from, and I didn't know where they came from at first until I went here, and I was like, oh, well, this makes a whole lot of sense. This is cool. I really enjoyed just, I kind of felt like I was in the jungle, even though it isn't really a jungle, but that's how I felt. A lot of Khajiit running around. That was a little annoying, a little inside joke there for some people, but I enjoyed just, walking through these giant trees and, thick forests, and definitely could get lost in there. So be sure to check out Grotwood along your travels. And finally, guys, number 1 on this list, which shouldn't come as a surprise to most people, but it is Somerset. Guys, there is so much I could say about Somerset, but I don't want to make a 10-minute video on Somerset and every single thing that is, catching my eye there. This is my favorite spot simply because, A, the water, super blue, super clear. It is breathtaking to look at. The graphics in this game are stunning. stunning. The meadows and the flower differences with all the colors really make it pop. Now, if you feel like you're in a Disney movie, this is definitely the kind of thing. I'm not a Disney fan myself, but that's the only thing that I can liken this to. But the home of the High Elves is the best spot so far, in my opinion. I've been to pretty much everywhere on Tamriel, but these are my 5 locations. I think further on, during my ESO journey, I'll do like the best, places to see during the day versus the best to see during the night because of all the other variables that we could add. But Somerset, guys, my favorite spot and number 1 here on this list for you guys to check out. Spend your time there. I cannot wait to get the player housing there because I will never leave. I don't even leave right now as it is. I love it so much. But guys, that is going to wrap it up for my top 5 ESO locations you have to visit in your ESO journey. I know you all will get there eventually, but make these places a priority. Guys, again, if you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, and just, found it a good watch, please hit that like button, share it around. The likes help the algorithm to push my content out to new, returning, and veteran ESO players who maybe just want to look at some other stuff that I haven't had the time to do recently. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys somewhere in Tamriel. Peace.